world of Uraka, Athera is the goddess of the world. Elara is the fairy of good, and Nadia is the fairy of evil. They are in a contest. Nadia plans to kill Jane, the princess of Eldoria, to make Tyrus the king. Elara must protect the princess and restore her as queen. Elara found that Tyrus' enemy is his wife, Louise, through a magic mirror. When she asks for the reason, in the magical mirror, time started running backwards. On the borders of the country of Eldoria, to the tribal people of the country of Eldoria. Border security forces violated it. The tribal people attacked the border security force, and the surviving commander informed Tyrus that the force had been destroyed. Hearing this, angry Tyrus cut off the commander's head. And then, Tyrus takes his friend Nicole with him to attack the tribe. And then Tyrus kills his friend by slashing him from behind as the battle with the tribesmen comes to an end. A knight arrives at Halder's house. Halder approached the soldier who came to his house and asked, "Why have you come to my house? Did the king send a message?" Knight, a bit hesitant, saying that we will go inside and talk. Then he entered the house. Halder followed him and asked what the details are. "I am one of Nicole's legions. They ordered me to tell you that Commander Nicole had died on the battlefield." Hearing this news from one side of the house, Louise ran to Knight and asked in shock, "What did you say? Nicole is dead." The warrior said that the Commander Nicole was killed by tribal soldiers. Hearing this, Louise was heartbroken by the news that Nicole was dead. She fainted and fell to the ground. With the success of killing the tribals, the Eldoria army enters the fortress. King Vagan sits with his wife in the palace. Before the soldiers entered the fort, the victory of Eldoria, as well as news of Nicole's death reached them. Vagan is shocked by the news of Nicole's death, who had gone with a large force to defeat the small group, and raised doubts on Tyrus. The queen, who was equally suspicious, asked Wayhan how Nicole could have died. "That's what I was thinking too," said the king of Eldoria. She questions, "I have my doubts over Tyrus. Nicole had only 3 days for his wedding. Why Tyrus should be taken him without need?" "True, we will investigate secretly," said Vagan. Then, there comes Tyrus. Both calmed down. Tyrus said that he destroyed that entire tribal group and the tribe spared no one. Hearing that, Vagan raised a counter-question, "How did Commander Nicole die?" Tyrus replied incredulously that the tribe had killed him in hiding. Realizing that there was something false in his answer, Vagan said, "You should go rest." Tyrus turned and walked towards his palace. Louise is crying in Halder's attic. Then, a warrior from Eldoria arrives at Halder's house. He goes straight to Halder. Halder saw him and asked what was the matter. The warrior said, "I'm a friend of Nicole's. I went to the border with him and I want to meet your daughter, Louise." Halder invites him in and they both go to see Louise. Halder told Louis, "A friend of Nicole's is here. He has something to tell you." Louise wiped her eyes and approached Boris. Then ask him what the news is. Boris says, "I want to talk to you in private." Halder moved away. Boris confirmed he had gone and said, "Nicole and I are friends. I had also been to the border with Nicole." To Louis, who was watching, Nicole did not die in the war. He angrily said that he was killed in a conspiracy. Hearing this, Louise asked who conspired to kill him. Tyrus, the traitor, said furiously. As the war comes to an end, the soldiers surrounded him so that they could not see what was going on inside. At an unexpected time, Tyrus stabs him in the back and kills him and spread false news that tribals had killed him. Tyrus is Nicole's best friend. Louis asks why he did that. Boris said, "I don't know. I knew Nicole was in love with you and was going to marry you. That's what I wanted you to know, this truth." And then he left. Louise stunned and collapsing to the floor. Tyrus was sitting in the palace drinking wine. In his mind, to get to Louise. The first phase of his plan has been successfully completed. Thoughts raced through his brain about how to tackle the next phase. Meanwhile, King Vagan sat in the palace garden, lost in thought. Before him stood a spy who, despite looking 45, had a youthful face. With a stern voice, the king asked, "What happened on the battlefield? How did Nicole die?" "It wasn't the tribe who killed Nicole," the spy replied. "It was your brother Tyrus who killed him. After killing him, he spread rumors to break the truth, saying that the tribals killed him." Shocked, King Vagan realized that he had guessed right and fell into deep thought.